Welcome to the My Channel English Nest. For many years, British archaeologist Howard Carter refused to believe that every royal tomb in the Valley of the Kings had already been discovered. While many experts slowly gave up their search, Carter remained convinced that one important tomb was still hidden beneath the desert. He carefully studied ancient maps, broken pottery, forgotten inscriptions, and every small clue left behind by earlier excavations. Year after year, he searched beneath the burning Egyptian sun. His work demanded extraordinary patience. Seasons passed without success. Workers removed thousands of tons of stone and sand, yet every excavation seemed to end with disappointment. Money was running out, and many people believed the search had become a waste of time. Carter's financial supporter, Lord Carnarvon, had invested a fortune into the expedition, but after years of failure, even he began to lose hope. Eventually, he informed Carter that the next excavation season would be the last. If nothing was found, the search would end forever. It was a heartbreaking moment. Imagine dedicating years of your life to chasing a dream that almost everyone else believed was impossible. Most people would have accepted defeat. Howard Carter did not. In early November of 1922, something unexpected happened. As workers cleared away the remains of old stone huts built centuries earlier, one of them noticed the edge of a carefully carved step emerging from beneath the sand. It seemed ordinary at first, but Carter immediately realized it could lead somewhere important. The workers continued digging with incredible care. Another step appeared, then another. Slowly, an entire staircase emerged from the desert floor. Every heartbeat grew faster as the team uncovered more of the hidden entrance. At the bottom of the staircase stood a sealed doorway covered with ancient plaster. Pressed into the plaster were official royal seals that had remained untouched for more than 3,000 years. Carter could hardly believe what he was seeing. Had they finally discovered the lost tomb? Or had ancient robbers reached it long before? Nobody knew. The entrance was carefully protected while Lord Carnarvon traveled from England to Egypt. Carter refused to continue without him. Every day of waiting must have felt endless. Finally, on November 26, 1922, the moment arrived. Carter carefully made a small hole through the sealed doorway. Holding a candle in his hand, he slowly looked inside. The warm air escaping from the chamber caused the candle to flicker. For a few seconds, he remained completely silent. Lord Carnarvon could no longer contain his curiosity. He asked the famous question, "Can you see anything?" Carter answered with words that would become legendary in the history of archaeology. "Yes, wonderful things." Before him stretched one of the greatest treasures ever discovered. Golden statues stood silently in the darkness. Beautiful furniture covered in gold reflected the candlelight. Chariots, ceremonial beds, magnificent boxes, and countless priceless objects filled the room exactly as they had been placed more than 3,000 years earlier. Unlike almost every other royal tomb, this one had survived largely untouched by thieves. It was as though time itself had stopped the day the entrance was sealed. News of the discovery spread across the world with astonishing speed. Newspapers from Europe, America, and Asia published enormous headlines announcing the greatest archaeological discovery of the century. Millions of people became fascinated by the mysterious young king whose forgotten tomb had suddenly returned to history. Photographs of glittering treasures appeared everywhere. Museums, historians, and ordinary families all imagine opening a sealed door that no human has touched for more than 3,000 years. The air inside has remained trapped since the days when mighty pharaohs ruled Egypt. Every heartbeat grows louder as the darkness slowly gives way to the light of a single candle. Then, through the narrow opening, something begins to shine. Gold. Everywhere. Beautiful statues, jeweled chariots, mysterious symbols covering ancient walls, and at the center of it all lies a young king whose name would become famous across the world. But what happened after this incredible discovery shocked even the most experienced archaeologists. Strange accidents followed. Unexpected deaths spread fear across continents. Newspapers called it the Curse of the Pharaoh. Was it simply a coincidence, or had someone disturbed a secret that was never meant to be uncovered? Tonight, we travel back more than 3,000 years to discover the truth hidden inside the tomb of Tutankhamun, one of history's greatest mysteries. For centuries, the Valley of the Kings remained one of the most mysterious places on Earth. Hidden among the dry mountains of southern Egypt, this silent valley became the final resting place of some of the great. Researchers explore the pyramid, the more fascinating the story becomes. Certain features inside the monument continue surprising experts even today. Advanced scanning technologies have revealed enormous empty spaces hidden within the structure, spaces that nobody has entered in modern history. Imagine discovering a giant hidden chamber inside one of the world's most famous buildings after thousands of years. What could still be waiting behind those ancient stones? Treasure? Sacred objects? Lost writings? Or perhaps something nobody expects? The Great Pyramid has inspired countless theories over the centuries. Some are supported by evidence, others belong only to imagination. Throughout this journey, we will separate historical facts from fascinating mysteries. We will follow the discoveries made by archaeologists while also exploring the questions that still have no clear answers. Because sometimes, history becomes even more exciting when we honestly admit what we still do not know. The desert has protected this monument for more than 45 centuries. Kings have come and gone, empires have risen and fallen, languages have disappeared, religions have changed. The world itself has transformed beyond recognition, yet the Great Pyramid remains, standing, waiting, keeping its silence, and perhaps keeping its greatest secret hidden just beneath the stone. For thousands of years, people have looked at the Great Pyramid of Giza and asked the same question: who built this incredible monument? At first, the answer seems simple. Most historians believe it was built for Pharaoh Khufu, one of the rulers of ancient Egypt's 4th dynasty. But the deeper we explore history, the more mysterious the story becomes. Long before the first stone was placed, Egypt was already becoming one of the world's greatest civilizations. The Nile River flowed through the desert like a lifeline, bringing water, fertile soil, and hope to millions of people. Every year, the river flooded the land, leaving behind rich black earth where farmers could grow food. Because of the Nile, Egypt became powerful while many other lands remained dry and difficult to live in. As villages grew into cities and cities became kingdoms, the Egyptian people developed remarkable knowledge. They mastered mathematics, engineering, astronomy, medicine, and architecture. They carefully observed the movement of the stars, measured time using the sun, and built magnificent temples that still stand today. Each generation added new knowledge to a civilization that would eventually create one of humanity's greatest wonders. At the center of this civilization stood the pharaoh. To the people of ancient Egypt, the pharaoh was far more than a king. He represented order in a world surrounded by chaos. He was believed to maintain the balance between the heavens, the earth, and the people. His responsibility was enormous. If the Nile failed to flood, many believed the gods were displeased. If enemies attacked the kingdom, the pharaoh was expected to protect the land. His life was deeply connected to religion, politics, and the future of Egypt itself. Khufu inherited one of the strongest kingdoms of his time. Although many details about his personality have been lost, historians believe he ruled Egypt around 4,500 years ago during a period of remarkable stability and prosperity. Under his rule, thousands of skilled workers, craftsmen, engineers, surveyors, and stonecutters were organized into one of the largest construction projects in human history. Many people still imagine that slaves built the Great Pyramid. For generations, movies and novels repeated this idea so often that many accepted it as fact. The image of exhausted slaves dragging enormous stones across the burning desert became one of history's most famous myths. But modern archaeology tells a different story. Near the pyramids, archaeologists discovered the remains of workers' villages. These discoveries completely changed the way historians understand the construction of the Great Pyramid. The workers lived in organized communities, received food, medical care, and places to sleep. Some even received honorable burials near the construction site, a privilege that ordinary slaves would never have received. The evidence suggests that many of the builders were skilled workers and seasonal laborers who came during the Nile's flood season, when farming temporarily stopped. Instead of working in the fields, they helped build a monument that would represent their civilization for thousands of years. This discovery surprised many historians. It revealed that the Great Pyramid was not only a masterpiece of engineering, but also a masterpiece of organization. Thousands of people had to work together with extraordinary precision. Stone had to arrive at exactly the right time. Food had to be delivered every day. Tools required constant repair. Every worker had a specific responsibility, and every mistake could delay the